Hi, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful Monday and you have a wonderful Tuesday. We'll get it started off with the NASDAQ as we most normally do. And as you can see, a very strong move today. However, the past 3 days, overall, the intraday sessions have been absolutely fantastic. In the past 2 days, we've seen the NASDAQ gap down a little bit and then rally throughout the day. However, if you notice, once again, volume is decreasing on each day of the rally. So here we go again with heavier volume selling followed by lower volume rallies. Nothing that we like, but something we are very used to post 2008. Now, the NASDAQ is just inches away from closing above 3818. 3818, once we hit that level, the NASDAQ, or 3817.90 technically, the NASDAQ will indeed switch to a buy signal. The Russell 2000 today, the good news is leading the way higher, and it has switched with a 1090 close. 1090 is above 1087, so the Russell 2000 is now back under a buy signal. The New York Stock Exchange and S&P 500 remain under a neutral signal, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average remains under a neutral signal. Outside of that, it was a pretty uneventful day. And the long scans, the most noticeable is that bank stocks have been making their rounds in my scans lately, and B of I is breaking out or off the 50-day moving average. I did not list this one as a new long when I just updated my site, as I have now changed my mind and decided I cannot pass on a stock that is sporting this kind of growth. 29, 2021, blah, 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 2020, 25% plus growth and 25% plus growth on EPS and sales. Earnings aren't until 11.5. That gives me time, 94 EPS, and all the bank stocks lately, like I said, the small regional banks are starting to show up in my scans. So B of I is a new long. Netflix is not a new long, but it's a possible long. Earnings are coming up very shortly, so I don't want to get ahead of earnings, especially since it's been doing well. Maybe if you want to do a small bet, sure. I haven't been around the chat room today, so even though we're in earnings season, I'm not sure what our option expert Paul is doing, but it's straddle season. This is how we've been making the big returns lately, is with straddles during earnings season. So if you want to get in on the action, you get into the chat room and you talk to Paul. Paul will help you. The new long that I gave to everybody is USCR. USCR is bouncing around the 50-day moving average. It's a thin stock, so I recommend limit orders only on this one. That's what I'll be doing, as limit orders only. So if it doesn't get hit, it doesn't get hit. Not going to cry over spilt milk. However, it's a really great stock, and once again, we'll go to MarketSmith just to show you its growth. Because despite being how thin it is, the growth is fantastic. You can see the numbers are getting larger. Estimates finally in 2014 for solid money-making year. I guess they're still expected to lose money for the year. Maybe those estimates haven't been changed, but you can see the earnings lately have been fantastic, and the mutual funds are taking notice as we're going from 40 to 43, 93 to 103. Cash flow positive, everything looks good. Cheap overall PE compared to the 5-year ratio. So despite it being thin, I saw enough things that made it interesting. Figured we're not even really risking even necessarily, like, how much are we really risking? 3% at most. So not bad. So B of I and USCR, zero sells. 2 days in a row. So despite the lower volume on the indexes, things aren't that bad. Also, I was thinking about setting buy stops tonight. Heads up, still don't know if I'm doing it or not. On Guild, BIIB, and REGN. So far, those are the only three. But I do plan on initiating buy stops on at least on REGN and Biogen. Okay, everyone, have a lovely night and a lovely Tuesday. Aloha.